This is the first movie this year where I wanted to watch it again as soon as it was over. Hi everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to Tread Talks, where I walk on this treadmill to stay in shape while making videos for you fine people. Get Out is the directorial debut of Jordan Peele, who you probably recognize from Key and Peele. And all I knew going into the movie is that it had an interesting, strange trailer that didn't make me hopeful for what was to come, but also at the same time it was getting really good reviews. And the basic premise is that you have a young black man named Chris who's visiting his girlfriend Rose's parents for the first time. And that's all that I want to tell you about the movie, because it really unravels in an interesting way that keeps you wanting to see what the heck is going on here. And once you do find out, you want to go back and watch the movie again because it really reframes everything that came before. Now the acting is excellent. You have Daniel Kaluuya playing the main character named Chris, who I was able to remember because my name is Chris. And he does an excellent job with a role that's not just about being freaked out and scared, but being able to convey lots of deep emotions about his past in very subtle ways. And so I found myself really connecting with him, not because I had gone through a similar experience, but because he really sold the nuance and the depth of what he had gone through. And Allison Williams, who plays his girlfriend Rose, she does an excellent job at conveying a real believable relationship. And as you watch the movie, you'll see how important it is for that relationship to be at the core and at the center of the movie. And of course, a lot of the interactions take place between Chris and Rose and her family, her dad, her mom, and her brother. And all of the casting here is pitch perfect. You have Bradley Whitford, who I haven't seen since The West Wing. I love him as an actor, and he does a great job at playing this father figure who on the surface feels like this liberal who thinks that he knows what racism is and how he's not racist, and then it just unfolds from there. And one of the things that's brilliant about the movie is how it takes the context of a young black man entering into his white girlfriend's family to keep us in the dark about this level of strangeness that's going on here. If everyone in the movie was of the same race, we would catch on right away that something was wrong. But because of the racial context, our minds are busy just trying to make sense of what's going on here. Are these dynamics that are playing out because people are culturally insensitive or ignorant, or is there something deeper? And as it unravels, it becomes even more and more interesting. And you know, in a lot of movies where there's a mystery that's unraveling, oftentimes you can get to uncovering what the mystery is, and then it's just a bit of a letdown. You kind of wish that you could go back to before you knew what was going on. Not in this one. As you find out what the heck is going on here, it becomes even more and more interesting, and you start to see how all the pieces connect to one another, and then it makes you appreciate everything that came before. I tell you, as soon as I was done watching this movie, I wanted to go back and watch it again because I started thinking about things that happened earlier in the movie that I would see from a totally different perspective. And you know, I find myself a lot of times telling people to watch a movie in theaters because of the action spectacle and how you should see it in the big screen with the great sound system. This is one of those films where I think you should see it in theaters because you want to support good filmmaking. You want to support good acting, good writing, good pacing, good plot. You want to support cleverness. You want to support people actually taking the elements of their story seriously and not just throwing scary things in there because, you know, it'll make people jump. Everything in the movie, thinking back on it, even the elements that didn't make sense going through it, everything makes sense. And so I urge you, watch this movie in theaters. It may not be the best movie you've ever seen, but it'll be a satisfying movie-going experience, and for many of you, it'll be the best movie you see this year. Okay, so that was Get Out, and as you can tell, I'm really enthusiastic about it, so much so that I came home and I started just talking in front of the camera until good words came out. So I hope that you get out and watch this movie. In the meantime, if you like this review and you want to see my upcoming videos, please subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.